This is a breaking news alert from 24-Hour News 8.
Breaking right now. One person is dead after a dramatic plunge off an I-96 bridge right into the Thornapple River.
We've been breaking developments all morning. Here's what's new for noon. Take a look at new video from about an hour ago when the Mercury was pulled out of the water by a tow truck. Here's a picture of that car up on the bridge, up on the freeway, right at the spot where it originally flew off the road as police investigate what happened.
Okay, this is where it happened. Right on I-96, where it meets M6 over the Thornapple River. The freeway now completely open after being shut down for hours.
We've been bringing you updates as they happened all morning, but now at noon, we have the best idea yet of what happened.
Yeah, and we're talking to a witness who saw the victim slumped over moments before the crash. Well, 24-Hour News 8's Joe LaFergie just talked to that witness a few minutes ago. He starts our team coverage. So, Joe, tell us what you know so far.
Yeah, Brett, I want to show you right now. We are looking at the Thornapple River, and that is I-96 just over my shoulder. And that accident happening right there. If you look towards the pillars, that first set of pillars, that is about where that car went over into the river. And as you can see, as you said at the beginning of the newscast, the expressway now open again. There was just a large contingent of emergency vehicles up there on that section of the expressway starting about 9 o'clock when they first got the call. We want to go to video of that recovery effort from earlier today. Again, this happening about 9 in the morning. A car was westbound on I-96. Now, there's some discrepancies as to when that car first left the road. State police saying it left the road right before going into the river. Other witnesses saying it had been off the road and into the median for a good mile or so before plunging into the river. But either way, that driver going off the river, several witnesses, obviously at that time of the morning, it was rush hour. They watched this tragedy unfold. Elias Blunchen is one of those witnesses, and he describes to me what he saw.
So I picked up my speed a little bit, got next to him, blow my air horn for him to get him to wake up or to respond because he was leaning one way. So I knew he was in trouble somehow. I called 911 and I told the lady that there is this guy, so-and-so happened. He's still driving in the medium. He's not responding to my air horns. He's in trouble, so you need to send somebody up here to help him out.
That witness telling me that he stayed on pace with that victim for a good mile or so, again hitting his air horn, trying to get him to respond, but he said he was slumped over the front console, which other witnesses have told us as well, and never ever looked up, never seemed to notice that air horn in that large truck right next to him or anybody else trying to get his attention. Blunchen said he had passed him by the time he was still in the medium, so he didn't actually see him go into the river. Obviously, a large contingent of emergency vehicles, emergency responders out here when this all happened. Our own Henry Erb witnessed that part of the incident.
Yeah, Joe, we were watching this unfold from right here all morning. All the emergency vehicles were operating from off of that bridge right there. They were on the eastbound lane of I-96. That's where the wrecker was that was able to lift the car up so that the rescue workers could get into it and get to the victim. And about a half hour ago, everything cleared. Up to that point, for about 2.5 hours, eastbound 96 was closed, forcing a lot of traffic onto the side roads. It's open now, to the relief, I'm sure, of a lot of drivers.
Well, and you can understand the contingent, again, of emergency vehicles out here, and then trying to go into that river and trying to find somebody. The car was submerged. It's not that deep out there. Deep enough, though, to where it took a lot of folks and a lot of boats, a lot of emergency workers to try to get to them. And that's why the big traffic backup.
Yeah, it was a rescue operation at first and quickly turned into a recovery operation.
All right, thanks, Henry. Henry Erb from the scene again. Yeah, a very sad situation unfolding out here on I-96. We are getting more details as to who the victim is. We expect to get that name sometime later this afternoon. And again, more from that witness who watched that car go off the road and watched it travel such a long distance and what was going on inside that car. Much more on that coming up throughout the day here on 24-Hour News 8 and obviously online at woodtv.com. Right now we're live in Cascade Township. Joe LaFergie, 24-Hour News 8.
A lot more to be learned here, and Joe, of course, we'll be working on that throughout the day. But this is a wider look at what happened here, where it happened, essentially. You can see this is the map of 96 that runs through Grand Rapids. There's an interchange there with M6. It goes across the Thornapple River. So if I zoom this in here, where we can take a little closer look at where this all happened, there's a bridge that goes across. If you're familiar with it, you probably traveled a lot. 96 goes right across. Well, this is what we were talking about here. They believe that that individual, that man, was driving on that vehicle, driving down the median at least a mile in advance before going into the river, in the Thornapple River right there. So this is the area approximately where they believe that they were able to pull that car out, in between the two bridges there. Of course, our crews are going to continue to follow this story throughout the day here, and we will bring you updates online at woodtv.com and on air. Emily?
Our crews are now working to learn more about the driver who died. Police have not confirmed the person's identity. We expect to have that soon.